Yeah, it leads right into the whole point of where, we push everybody is like, man, you guys have to think, become, behave like a marketer first. And you just happen to sell real estate. And if you can get to the level of even where you're at, and you even built the marketing agency that just happens to sell real estate. And I think that lends to why we always say that, just to the exponential growth in a short amount of time that you guys have been able to, because you have that mindset. And so just kind of give folks listening in, how long you've been in the business and the amount of production and things that you guys have been able to do.
Yeah, for sure. And just like, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's Michael, Reese, Jay Kinder, everyone, y'all know who they are. They're great friends of mine and great mentors of mine as well. And they always told me, they said, Travis, it's not the best realtor that wins, it's the best marketer. Yeah. And so, me and my business partner, Levi, we both came into this understanding that we needed to be the most visible, the most seen. We needed to be the best marketer. That way we could, a lot of real estate agents, they're so focused on just being a realtor, and they're working their sphere of influence. And that's a really hard model to scale, right? I mean, you could easily get capped out with your sphere of influence. It's really hard to scale that, right? So we wanted to be the best marketer, and we wanted to do that on video. So I got licensed in Dallas, in Texas in December of 2020. So my 2-year mark is coming up here in a very short couple months. And since we started last April was the first deal that we've ever closed. And since then, we've probably done about $140 million in sales, all from YouTube. Since then. So it's been about a year and a half, and we've done about $140 million worth of sales. I've also, taken what is very important to all of us, which is the story of what we've done to help us with agent attraction. I have about 60 agents in my front line, almost 400 total in my organization. And I think I have 24 frontline qualifying agents. And we really started working on agent attraction, I guess, in December. It's been almost 1 year. But like you said, we also have ancillary businesses within our real estate business. We have a YouTube course that teaches agents exactly how we do what we do. We also have a video editing agency as well that helps people who want to do YouTube, but they don't necessarily have the time to edit those videos, go through, and we help them edit their videos and post on their channel. So it's really, really well rounded. I mean, our main focus is always going to be agent attraction, being able to grow that business and be able to help more and more real estate agents. And I think that we've done a really good job of that so far. And obviously the production itself kind of speaks for itself. I think we just broke over $4 million in commissions since last April.
It's incredible. And, kudos to you guys. It's something, you guys should be really proud of, to be able to do that. I want to get into kind of the mindset around, the thought process, the decision-making, because I think this is what people need to, understand, because a lot of people will want to go out and copycat and just say, hey, I'll just do what they're doing. It's working. Yet they don't understand, the rationale and have the mindset and things behind it. So first off, you had mentioned kind of a little bit of in your story of, man, got burned real bad in a partnership. And for most people that would be, I'm never having a partner again. And so for you, kind of talk to me, because I know there's people that's listening to this that have been like, hell yeah, man, I've been burned too. I'm never going to have a partner.
Yeah.
I'm pro partnership. I mean, you know, that shit, I've been riding with Kinder for 18 years. So, the thing that I want you to kind of share that thought process for you that allowed you to get into, going back into a partnership that at this point has been really, really successful.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about me, John, is I have always invested into myself, right? When I was in the car business, I never even knew what a mentor was. I think people seriously undervalue mentorship, obviously with the right people. But I think people seriously undervalue that because they're like, oh my God, this is going to cost me thousands of dollars. But that one thing that you learn, that one click that goes into your mind will infinitely make more money than the small amount of investment that people will invest in themselves. So when I was in the car business, the first mentor I ever had, and he wasn't really a mentor, it was Grant Cardone. I went through all his systems. They were not that good, but I was like, oh, I can, like, there were a couple little nuggets in that really helped me understand, like, hey, this is all a mindset game, right? Even more than it is a skill. I'm not the smartest guy by no means, not masterfully skillful at anything. I worked hard and I always surrounded myself with the right people, and I always invested in myself. So my mindset, I always knew no matter what happened to me, I knew I'm a winner. And I'm always going to win, and I'm never going to quit, and I'm never going to give up. And it's just like any professional athlete, Michael Jordan, like, he was getting beat up on the court, right? So what did he do? He went into the gym, he worked harder. Even though he was he still wanted to get bigger. He wanted to get stronger. He knew that he was a champion, and having that championship mindset is what got me through those hard times. I had a business partner. He embezzled everything. So 4 years ago this Christmas, I lost everything. I was living in Frisco, nice house, ended up having to move into an 1,100 square foot apartment, which was absolutely horrible. I mean, I'll never forget, dude, my shower was 3 foot by 3 foot. I'm 6'3". The shower head was 5'10". I'm like under the shower, dude. Like, it sucked so bad. Uh-huh. And I went through a little time where I was depressed. I had Lila, she was 2 at the time. And I'll never forget, there was one moment, because I couldn't put Christmas presents under the tree. I couldn't even afford a Christmas tree in this apartment. I literally had nothing. I had an 800 Beacon. I started having all these late payments. My credit was into the 500s. I mean, I just something just told me everything's going to be okay. Whether that was God or my faith or just confidence in myself. And I just knew that everything was going to be okay. And after that Christmas, I really started having a hard time. There was a couple months where I was really depressed. I was drinking, I was going out and partying, I was doing drugs, and it was just really masking what I knew inside. Like, it was just covering everything up. And one night I had this terrible thought that I wanted to do something really bad to myself. I didn't want to live anymore. Very short. It was like 2 or 3 months where I couldn't function right, but it was probably because I was out partying, drinking, doing drugs, trying to be cool, trying to act cool and be fake online, right? And I remember the next morning I woke up and I looked over and I saw my daughter, Lila. She was sleeping in bed. And I just remember looking over at her, man, and I was just like, what the fuck are you thinking, Travis? Get up, get you can do this. Man, so I started up another agency again. I'm not going to name this guy's name, but started up another agency. Long story short, right? He did the same thing. And then I was over at Michael Reese's house, and Woods was over there. And Michael's been trying to get me into, to EXP and into real estate for many years. He told me, he's like, dude, I know what you're going through, man. Stop doing that and just move everything into real estate. And I was hard headed because I was making decent money. I was making, 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month at the time. Right. And so I was like, man, I kind of got a good thing going here. But, I was always procuring clients. I was doing a lot of the sales. And when I partnered with my last business partner on the marketing side, he did a lot of the work instead of me. And so my mom always said that I'm like my dad, that I trust people too much. Right. But I also know that you can't do anything by yourself. No one is just self-made. You have to have a team. You have to have people that you can trust, that you can surround yourself with. And so I gave this guy a chance. He basically would never do the projects, and I just got so sick and tired of it that I got out and decided to get into real estate. And that's where I actually met Levi, who's my business partner. Levi is the YouTube king, right? He's the one who's on all the videos. And we should talk about how our business is structured. I think it's very important. That'd be great. When it comes to partnership, how we have everything structured. But, at the same exact time Levi got licensed, I was getting licensed. And I've done Facebook ads. I've done Instagram. I've done Google. I knew what those conversions were. I knew the conversions were terrible. I mean, I would have to have text message automations, email, full-blown call centers, trying to convert the leads, because I could get unlimited leads, but I didn't want a bunch of bad leads. I'd rather have less leads that are really high quality, right? And so, me and Levi, we kind of dated, for a few months. And because I was going to shoot Fort Worth, he was going to focus on Dallas, and he was just going to, because when I first reached out to Levi, I think he had like 30 subscribers. And I was like, dude, I like your channel. I like the videos. I think YouTube is definitely the way to go. But I don't understand, how you're structuring your videos. So we kind of started working together. I started filming over in Fort Worth and he was filming in Dallas. We did that for a few months. And last March of 2021, Levi was supposed to go out of town for a month. He was going to go to Belize, and he canceled that trip, but he had Airbnb'd his house, so he didn't have a place to stay. I was like, bro, just come stay over here at my house. Let's just chop it up, man. Let's work together. We started getting more and more leads on that Dallas site, and then I just started closing them down. Just boom, boom. Every single client was coming into town. I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of know how to talk to people, right? And so we worked together. We started closing a bunch of deals, and then shit just got crazy last summer. We went from April, I think we closed 2 deals, and then May was like 3 or 4, and then June was like 7, July was 9, August I closed like 13 by myself, September 13 by myself, November, October was like 14. And so like things just really started to grow exponentially. And over the summer, we kind of decided, hey man, like, we're going to do this. But Levi is like, I would never be able to do what I'm able to do now. He's a really great guy, just a genuine person. So I got really lucky. I've been burned a couple times, but I knew I couldn't do it by myself. He knows he can't do it by himself. And so we just, we work dated, and then we decided to kind of tie the knot, and we partnered up. And, me and Levi, we're 50-50 on everything. So he focuses all on content. So a lot of people see Levi, he's all on content. He's always on camera. He's always on stage because that's his role within the company, right? He has to pump out as much content as we possibly can. And then I convert everything, even on agent attraction, the course sales, real estate sales. I handle all that and make sure that everything that he brings in is converted into cash, right? So that's kind of how our structures work.
No, I love that. And it's, finding people that complement each other. I think that's the thing that you really want to look for. Obviously core value alignment, and then, how do we complement each other, and willing to get in our lane and have the freedom to expand in our lane and go as fast as we can. That's the thing. And sometimes, the people get tripped up, that somebody just like them. There are some exceptions where I've seen that work, but most of the time, it doesn't. And I think you guys got that clear on who's doing what, and that's where it works really well. So, you guys get in and you're starting to see some success with YouTube. Was it just something that just happened, or were there certain things that you guys were learning? And I think this is where we can kind of get into the meat and potatoes for everybody in the Honey Badger Nation listening in, that, these are the key things that we learned along the way, the key principles, the do's and the don'ts.